Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Hutt's Hutt's Gaming F1 League. Oh god, I've got it all the wrong way around for so long that it's imprinted into my brain. It's not gonna fix itself anytime soon. I am your host, Still Guns, and I'm slightly annoyed. I was hoping to use some different music for the intro bit, but it turns out it's copyrighted, and, well, you know how YouTube and Twitch do things these days with things that are copyrighted. They don't like it much, so we'll have to stick with the non-copyrighted stuff for now. Anyway, welcome back. We're here for the league race, the League One league race at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, also known as the San Marino Grand Prix, also known as Imola. And going into the weekend in the lead is TomTom Fifi. He got a few more points last week after someone else ahead of him got a penalty. Was it Isti? It may have been Isti. Someone definitely got a penalty, and so TomTom's lead is a bit more than I was expecting last week. But still, Pookie is fairly close after he won last week's race. Can he keep that up and become the first back-to-back-to-back winner? Or can TomTom break that streak like Pookie did to him, 2 weeks ago now at Bahrain? So, we shall get into things. Actually, I think we're still waiting on a couple of people. We only have 16 drivers in the lobby at the minute. So, we may be waiting for a little bit longer. Let's see. Let's bring up some of the stuff that needs to be said. There are 2 people with quali bans today. Isti has a quali ban, as does Bubbly if he shows up. Angel will have a quali ban, but not for this weekend, as this is a sprint weekend. You know what? That's just reminded me, actually. Is there going to be a sprint weekend in the real championship? I mean, I know there's 6 of them, but I don't remember which is which. Kind of hope Imola isn't one of them. I don't remember. I can't remember, Captain. It's unfortunate. Imola isn't one of them. Good. Good. Not that we want any of them anyway, but oh well. Shit happens. How are we for the lobby? It looks like we may only start with 16. We've got someone who's rapidly pressing the ready button. Let's see. Any news? Any news at all? No idea. Anyway. Okay, looks like we are going to start with 16. Or 17. Someone has just joined. Is that button going to work? I did press the proper button, didn't I? Whereabouts is that? Is that? I don't know why it's not working. No. Maybe. No, it is working. It's just my once again, the stream on my phone has decided that it was 10 seconds behind at one point. Now, it's a good
20 plus. I have no idea why. It was fine a few weeks ago, and then all of a sudden just decided, I'm gonna be 1,000 million years behind. I reckon these ads have something to do with it, because now we have ads. It seems to be ruining the quality of my ability to rewatch the stream. Oh, and there goes the ever-present controller deciding, I've been disconnected, when all I did was pick it up! Mess of cables. There we go.
It's controller number 1 again. Instead of controller number 3 of 1. Don't get why it does that.
It's 40, what? It's 30 seconds behind. This stupid thing. I swear. I just want it to be up to date. Oh my god.
Oh, of course, if we have one-shot qualifying today, because it's a sprint weekend, we don't need the telemetry, so we shall watch someone currently at Shankstar leading the way. That probably won't last for very long. Seems to have the fastest car in a straight line, and then instantly down to 9th. Do we see TomTom? Yes, we do see TomTom. I don't... Oh, there's Pookie. Yes. And, of course, the way that this works, I have to try and find the person I want to be driving with. There we go. Currently, TomTom is in the lead. Pressing all the wrong buttons. As he goes into Aqua Minerale now. Hard on the brakes, and then up towards... what's it called again? What? It's not Beau Rivage, because that's French. Oh god, what's the name of these corners again? This is Vivazza we're going into right now. Tamburello, Villeneuve, Tosa... I don't remember the names. It looks like Isti has actually just pipped TomTom to pole for the sprint. Just about by, I think it was 13 thousandths of a second. It's pretty, yep, indeed. 13 thousandths. Very close indeed. TomTom may well have made a very minor mistake. Pookie in P3, but 3.5 tenths down. Jordan 4.5 tenths down, as is Surtee, just a bit more than 4.5. Daniel 5 tenths down. Sork almost 7 tenths. Biscuit 7.5 tenths. Little Fusion almost a second, and Angel 1.08 seconds. So top 10 separated by a second, more or less.
Still having issues with the Twitch app on my phone. Come on, I need the chat. Oh, no, it's decided that it's going to open the homepage. Come on, I want to see the chat. There we go. It's still behind by quite some margin. Yeah. Looks like a good 20 to 25 seconds. It's better than nothing.
Hello, generic crew. As we move into the 11-lap sprint race. 17 drivers on the grid. And our two championship contenders are lining up second and third. And Isti in P1. So one wonders how long that will last. Who's my money on today? I'm not really the betting kind of person. For the Grand Prix proper, or for the weekend as a whole, I guess. Safe bet is TomTom. Slightly less safe bet is Pookie. If you want to be absolutely mental, you could say Jabber. I mean, you never know. Something could go so tremendously wrong for the top drivers that Jabber could theoretically win a race. We have Angel in one of the Ferraris, so Goshan has not been able to make it. Who else are we missing? We're missing an Alfa Romeo, a Williams. We're also missing Reese. And there is no Bubbly today, either. So, exiting Ravazza on the final run towards the finish line, the starting grid at least. And if someone can please remind me what the name of the corners are. Oh, Isti! Isti was in the wrong place. That's gonna hurt him a bit. Oh, we've got rubbish cameras. Everyone's lining up wrong. Bloody hell. Gee, if only we could have a proper starting camera. You know, like we always get. Anyway, the 5 lights coming on. And it's lights out and away we go. Are we going to have a proper camera? Please, please, please. I need to see what's going on. Well, TomTom's in the lead at the minute. And it looks like he's going to hold on to the lead. It's Isti, though, is going to try fight back. He's ahead of Pookie. There's been a spin right back at the back. That's Biscuit. He's gone round. I think, Big Six has been caught up in that. Pookie under threat, under pressure from Jordan at the minute. But, Pookie has stayed in the exact position that he started. And TomTom has managed to move up into first. And currently on the way for the maximum 8 points from the sprint. The gap slowly growing. Isti will need to get... Pookie will need to get Isti out of the way as quickly as he can, lest TomTom fly off into the distance, which is currently what he's attempting to do. There's been a bit of a kerfuffle. Further back behind, that's Daniel. Groffel has potentially messed up the chicane, the name of which I simply cannot remember. Which is really irritating. Surtees has had a disconnection of some description. And Pookie has lost some ground to Isti. So it's not working out for Pookie. Getting the two mixed up. This is not professional. And Level Fusion has pit, so he must have picked up some damage. Surtees is disconnected. Something's gone wrong on his end. Oh, and Big Six going off the track there. He's missing an end plate, so he's got a little bit less frontal downforce. And the gap between TomTom and Isti now over a second. Now Pookie has to try and get that McLaren out of the way. 2 laps down. And 9 more to go. I can't remember the name of that corner of the chicane. But it's a really nasty chicane. I could never get it right. How? I can never get it right. It's just the angle is so off. There's something about it that makes it so difficult to pull off correctly. I could never do it on F1 2021, and last I checked, I couldn't really do it very well in 22 either. And yeah, Surtees is still having issues. There's some kerfuffles going on. Angel and the Haas of Shankstar being passed by Sherlock there, and about to be passed by Angel. About to lose 2 positions in 1 corner, more or less, 1 straight even. And Angel trying to make his way past Sherlock. He's wiggling around, and in fact he does get past Sherlock, who I think, my mistake, I've made some errors here. Sherlock, the only person to start on hard compound tyres. That is a strategy blunder if I ever heard one. Oh, there's been a spin. That is Gruffle. He's gone off at the exit of Aqua Minerale. I don't think he's got any damage. Doesn't appear to be any. Meanwhile, the DRS will be activated. And this is going to allow Pookie to catch up to Isti somewhat. But only catch up, and he's going to wish that there was a bit more than 1 DRS zone. But around Imola, you're hard-pressed to find the space to put in a second one. There was a yellow flag briefly. That was Fusion having an off or something. And the gap in front now 1.4 seconds. There's been... Oh no, Sherlock! Sherlock's had an incident. He's lost his front wing, and that's actually pushing Gruffle onto the runoff there. Not really his fault in that regard. He doesn't have a front wing to grip with. And of course he's using hard tyres, which I can only imagine are the main reason behind his misgivings here. Misfortunes. Malapropisms everywhere. Into the chicane again. Variante Alta, I think it's called actually. Yes, Variante Alta. I remembered something. And then into Ravazza. And yes, the corner that's right next to the number 2. That's the Piratella, I think. I remember the corner names. I'm not useless after all. And Jabber being ghosted by Quack. What? Quack? No phase cloaks allowed. Oh, there's been a spin! Isti has spun at Tozer. No damage by the looks of things, but that is... He was holding Pookie up for so long, and he lost the position through his own mistake. And now he's down to 6th. A measly 3 points. Went from 7 to 3. It's almost half. But he's essentially been a wingman to TomTom, because the gap is now 2.7 seconds. But it seems to be coming down at quite a rate of knots. Sort of not so much through Ravazza, but it seems Pookie's car might be a bit faster in a straight line. He could be using some energy as well. Get all the corner names today. Meanwhile, not so good through Tamburello. So it does look like Pookie faster in a straight line, but not so good through the corners. Possibly a little less downforce than TomTom. And that gap, I think, might be a bit too much to overcome, especially in the 5 or so laps we have remaining. Some of them through Aqua Minerale. Meanwhile, there's a bit... Ooh, I thought Hardy was going off there for a second. Hardy closing in on Isti, who is actually getting closer to Sork himself. So starting a
becoming a bit of a three-way battle for P5 here, with Sork desperately trying to get closer to Daniel to take advantage of the DRS.
And meanwhile, Pookie's pace has dropped off a little bit. The gap now back to 2.8 seconds.
Isti within striking distance of the Williams now. He has the DRS, he's not even using his energy, and he sails past as we've had a spin for Surtees, who has retired. Let's see if we can see what happened. It doesn't look like there's going to be a safety car. Yeah, no, it looks like he just retired on track. No safety car, at least. So he's got that going for him. And Sherlock put on his soft tyres, but he's not getting anything out of this race. His sprint is done. And Sork under pressure from Hardy now. Hardy in contention for the race win last week, only for it all to end in the barrier. Now desperate to prove himself around this very different circuit as he goes through Alta very slowly. I really hate that corner. Oh, that chicane in general. Quack and Biscuit also fighting with Shankstar for P9, but at the minute, person in P8, as Hardy gets a wobble. Person in P8 is Angel, and Sork is out of energy and loses P6 to Hardy now. But we will bring up the telemetry. Isti with 32%. Oh, there's been a spin! Hardy! Just as we switched away from him, instantly made a mistake and lost. All that hard work went to waste, and now he's under threat from Angel. Could this afford Shankstar some opportunity to maybe get a point out of this sprint? Possibly, as Daniel99 now under threat from Isti. Daniel, I think, is Cameroonian? He's from Cameroon? Oh, that's not a very good Alta from Isti there. Looked very wide. I don't know if it was hurting him too much, though. Through Ravazza, and I really think that Daniel is going to be hard-pressed to defend from the McLaren here, who is fighting his way back up the field. And with the DRS, it's no competition. Even with a bit of energy usage down the straight, Daniel loses P4 to the McLaren. He's going to fight back. Hold on to the position right up that chuff, but has to back off just a little bit. He's still in the fight, though. He will have the DRS for lap 10, which will be the penultimate lap. And at the minute, it's looking like it's going to be Tom winning ahead of Pookie, ahead of Jordan. So double points for McLaren. Not too bad of a showing from the sprint. Also double points for Ferrari, with Angel still chasing Hardy after he made that mistake. Oh, there's been a mistake for Sork, I think. It looked like he was going very slowly. What can Daniel do? He's managed to stay within the DRS, but he's lost a lot of time through Ravazza, using his energy. Has the DRS. Is closing, but not enough. He has 2 more laps to try and get the position back. And Angel on the other Alfa Romeo, not as successful. It looks like he's losing some of that pace now, and Sherlock picks up a 3-second time penalty. He got Alta wrong. Don't blame him. It's a ridiculously tricky corner. Angel apparently 4.5 tenths quicker, but then again, that would have been with the assistance of the DRS.
Daniel's still very close to the rear end of Isty's McLaren. Can he do it? Looking like it was going a bit deep. Not taking any of the curb on the exit of Alta. Variante Alta. Into Ravazza now. Is he able to keep the gap? It's not great. He loses a lot of time. It looks like his car is not set up for the corners as well as Isty's is, and he's out of energy as well. So I think Daniel is going to... No, in fact, this was his last opportunity. So Daniel, unless Isty makes another mistake, Daniel will not be getting P4 today. Angel also missing out, as has Quack and Biscuit. All three of these drivers, very little energy. Biscuit trying to make the move and goes over the sausage curbs. Is lucky not to be launched into the sky, because that's what sausage curbs seem to do these days. Why would you put a ramp on a racetrack with cars that are not designed to go off ramps? Yeah, sausage curbs, really, really stupid idea. But TomTom exits Ravazza to take the maximum 8 points from the sprint. Pookie 3.4 seconds behind, and it looks like this could be carbon copy of the podium. Well, Jordan ran out of fuel by the looks of things. Everyone running out of fuel. Sork, not so much. No, Daniel, not so much even. Had plenty of fuel. Angel actually got pretty close to Hardy at the end, but not close enough. And everyone running out of energy. A couple of drivers possibly even running out of fuel. So there we go. That's the sprint race. All but solidified now. Sherlock has the ignominy. Ignominy. I can't remember how do you pronounce that bloody word? At least I know the word by reading it. I just don't know how to pronounce it. And at least I know what it means. Yes. Finishes last and gets a 3-second penalty on top of that, so he's even more last. How upsetting. Though Surtees did retire. So there's your 8 points finishes. TomTom, Pookie, Jordan, Isty, Daniel, Sork, Hardy, and Angel. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't have much Pepsi left. I need to get more. Everything's getting so much more expensive these days. I remember 10 years ago, Pepsi, £1.25. Now, £2.25. 10 years, it's gone up by an entire pound. I mean, bloody hell. It all adds up. It really does. But, of course, it's just ridiculous. And it was around this... I had a dream, sort of started back in 2008, where I was going to become leader of the world by 2025, and I'd make the world a better place. Yeah, I don't have the confidence for that. Sweet imagination, not so much confidence to do it. Nor am I very charismatic. So I'm afraid United Earth is going to have to wait until the rest of the world can get off, buck up their ideas and realise that fighting over dirt and oil is really just not it. So, tyres. Ooh. Okay. Everyone but Shankstar on the mediums. Would have thought Pookie might have gone with the alternate strategy. But Shankstar going with the alternate strategy. Gonna start on the soft tyres. Should provide him some very good grip in the early stages, but that's gonna drop off very quickly. I miss the varying strategies we had back in 2021. Because the tyres have become very different. Oh, Tom. Oh, forgets that he's actually on a race. Not a race, a formation lap. Was gonna... Ooh. Oh, and he gets disqualified from the formation lap. Didn't line up correctly. That's gonna hurt him. Pookie. Is it gonna be the same? Yeah, same for Pookie. Jordan is the only one who lines up correctly. I think maybe the boxes are a bit balked as someone shooting off into the distance. Huh? What? Okay. Anyway. Oh, something seems to have gone wrong. Surty, I think you broke something. Okay, there we go. 5 lights coming on. It's lights out and away we go. And it looks like Tom has had a very good entry. Not entry. Can't remember the word. Oh, there's been a spin already. Daniel has already retired. Disaster for Daniel. And immediately a safety car. Oh, no. Yes, a full safety car. There's also been a spin for Big Six. It was a good getaway from Tom. As well for Sork. Up to 3rd place. Sork, he's soared. Yeah, up 3 positions. Groffle up 5, as is Sherlock. Shankstar, though, it looks like he had the opposite luck of what he was trying to achieve. He's down 4 positions. Surty up 3, Big Six is down 2. Quack up 3 into the points. Very, very unlucky for Daniel. He was hoping for his race weekend to not finish before he'd even reached turn 1. Desperately unlucky. I don't know exactly what happened. And I didn't think to look at the replay on my phone, because that's still acting up. They're just going through Variante Alta now. And Biscuit picks up a 5-second penalty for going maybe a bit too fast. Oh, and Pookie getting way too close to Tom's rear end there. Yikes. So, Groffle up another position. So someone ahead of him has made a mistake, possibly. I think. Okay. Shankstar, Hardy, and Fusion are pitting. Fusion having to put on a new front wing. So there was definitely contact somewhere, and Shankstar deciding that those soft tyres gave him bad luck, so he's going to try with the mediums. And apparently, Big Six is almost 2 minutes behind Surty, whilst Surty is less than 2 minutes behind. What's going on? Apparently, he's 1 minute and 34 seconds behind. It's because he went past the start-finish line. It's balked the game. It doesn't know what to think. I think it should fix itself when he goes over the finish line, though. So, an Aston Martin leads this race for the first time. Leads a race for the first time since TomTom left Aston Martin. But it's well, Bernd Maylander is not going to be winning the race anytime soon. Because he's not actually a race car driver. It's because the game got confused. He decided not to stop in his pit box, grid box. He went straight past everyone, and it's balked things. So let's see how things end up. There we go. It's fixed itself. Indeed. So Isti has managed to stay in P4. Jordan fell down 2 positions. I don't know how you'd be feeling to have stayed in the exact same position that you started, but someone else behind you managed to get ahead. I mean, Angel has had 2 people in front of him get past him, but he's still in P8. And Isti still in P4, but he has had Sork get ahead of him. That's gotta feel... I don't know how I'd feel about that. It's been a while since I actually drove a race on this game, especially an online race. And I don't really like racing against other people anymore. At least on F1. It's a bit too different. I still play Forza online, but it's... Anyway, safety car coming in at the end of this lap. Lap 3 of 32. Lap 4 is when racing will get back underway. And that will mean the thingamajig, DRS, will be activated on lap 6. Biscuit's penalty? He ignored yellow flags. So I guess that means he was going a bit too fast under the safety car. As we get back underway, TomTom exited Ravazza and immediately went for it. Meanwhile, Isti looking like he's going to try to get past Sork. Very close to the rear end of that Williams. Not going to make the dive bomb. Let's see how other things are progressing. There's a few changes down the field. Shankstar losing out again, I think. Nope, Fusion right at the back of the field now. Could be his hard tyres that he switched to. Bit of a sandwiching, accordioning behind Gruffle there. It's the airborne flow of the field. Sork already 1.2 seconds behind Pookie, who was almost a second out behind TomTom. And of course the DRS won't be activated for another lap after this one. But that's going to... As long as Isti and Pookie can stay within a second of the car in front, they'll be golden by the time... Well, actually lap 7 arrives, because DRS will be enabled for lap 6, but the DRS detection zone is, well, a long way before that. As Isti gets past the Williams of Sork, they're still somewhat side by side. He's going to have the inside, and in fact he is ahead. By the time they reach Tamburello, looked like he was getting a bit squirrely. Can Jordan make it 2 positions for the McLarens? No, not quite yet. Now, can Isti pull away from Sork? Well, Sork is trying to fight back. Currently, the filling in the McLaren sandwich. My goated commentary from the other week where I'm threatening to talk about sandwiches again. Currently, one of the closer fights on the grid at the moment, the field. Though Pookie still pretty close to TomTom. Sork slowly losing ground to Isti, which will be of great help to Jordan. He's going to hope that Sork will lose the DRS margin. So there we go, DRS is enabled. But, of course, DRS zone before the end of the previous lap. Though Pookie making great strides into TomTom's lead here. So Pookie, it's not inconceivable that he could take the lead from TomTom on the next lap. And Jordan getting ever closer to the Williams. Is he going to make a dive bomb? Nope, he's not going to take a look up of Tosa. Oh, there's been a spin. That's Groffel at Villeneuve, and I think he's caught Big Six in that as well. Oh! Level Fusion thought he was going to smash into the back of Big Six there. Looks like there was contact as... Was Big Six missing an end plate? I thought he was missing an end plate there. Might have some damage as Groffel gets back past. So, DRS to be enabled. Well, yeah, it is already enabled, but we will now see the fruits of everyone's labour as it is activated for the very first time by Pookie. And Jordan almost certainly going to get past Sork. Indeed, he does. First DRS pass of the race, the Grand Prix proper. And now it's two McLarens in the top four. 3-4 from the McLarens, and we'll see what they can do. Big Six getting back past Groffel as Surtees and Sherlock fighting. Oh, there's a yellow flag, and that's Sork. He's gone off into the gravel. He's messed up the Villeneuve corner, and that is desperately unlucky. He was doing so well, and he throws it all away by one mistake. Didn't see exactly what happened. And now he finds himself in P14, which is unfortunately the territory that Williams tends to find itself in these days. And so that we find Biscuit promoted into P5 in his place, but he has the 5-second penalty, which he will have to serve at his next pit stop. The gap between TomTom and Pookie, meanwhile, has actually grown, as TomTom has put in an absolute flyer of lap, 1:18.6. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. Pookie simply hasn't been able to match it. Not that far off, though, in terms of his fastest lap. 1:18.7. Fastest two men on track at the minute. Miles faster than Isti, who's the next fastest, who's only managed a 1:19.2. So these two just flying into the distance. And the two McLarens looking like they'll be happy to settle for third and fourth. Also someone who will be happy to get some points if he can finish in this position. Quack, to try and help Mercedes get to that elusive... Well, it's not elusive. The Constructors' Championship, that's the word I was looking for. But he has Angel for company. Still, P7 would be some points, but he'd prefer at least the 8 points you get from 6th. But didn't look so happy through Variante Alta. Meanwhile, is TomTom going to get another fastest lap? Indeed he does, but Pookie gets an even faster one, though not by much. These two inseparable. But Pookie, there we go. Telemetry will bring that back up. Pookie has used up all of his energy. So has TomTom, though. These two... It could go either way at the minute, but Pookie definitely not looking so handy around here. Whoa, what was that fastest lap again? Oh, you can see it. Oh no, I think Pookie made a mistake. Going very slowly all of a sudden. Something went wrong for Pookie, and I think that's his challenge for P1 over.
Let me just look at what's going on.
See what happened on the replay
Of the stream. Looks like he was going fine. Oh, he got a tank slapper.
He got a tank slapper. Massive slide out of Tozer. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, big gaps between everyone. Except for Shankstar, who is close to Jabber here. The gaps between pretty much everyone, more than a second, though Surty has managed to gain some ground on Quack, who I think has been passed by Angel. Didn't catch that, unfortunately. That happened a little while ago, and Shankstar gets past Jabber, who seems to be having some kind of internet issues, as he jerked back. He warped back a few feet, and now he's ahead again? No, that's someone else. That's Sherlock ahead of Hardy. Surty getting very close to Quack, who is not using his energy. Something wrong with Quack, maybe? Could possibly have some damage as Fusion picks up a 3-second time penalty. Doesn't matter anyway, he's right at the back of the field anyway. I'm not sure why Quack, he's not using his energy, being very conservative. He's still in the race, so he hasn't disconnected. Maybe he was going slow on purpose so he'd get the DRS? Currently the closest fight on track, aside from Jabber behind Shankstar. That's actually the closest. We'll see what Quack can do with the energy. He was dumping it, but I don't think he's gonna be close enough. Jabber also looking like he's about to get back past Shankstar. Indeed, he is. Isty picks up a 3-second time penalty now. I think he picked that up at Villeneuve. And Jabber retakes P11 from the Haas of Shankstar. So the battles in front, not really battles. Quack, though. Well, yeah. Quack. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. The gap between Quack now and Surty, just over a second now. Surty chasing down Angel. Oh, he has a bit of a tank slapper at Variante Alta, though. That might help Quack get back within a second. No, Quack. I wonder if Quack has not set his car up very well. Certainly, something seems to be up with his car. There could be damage, for all I know, but I just can't tell. As Hardy, I think, has... Yes, Hardy has just got past Sherlock for P9. He's got plenty of energy, too, so Hardy can still go a long way. Plenty of energy to spare, whilst everyone else seems to have used up all of theirs. Or the vast majority of it. There's only really 2 drivers who have not used a huge amount of energy. Quack and Hardy. In it for the long run. Into Aquamirale as Angel taking a bit too much curb, but then Surty doesn't get it quite right either. So the gap stays roughly the same. Into the Variante Alta. two slightly different lines on the exits. Surti taking a bit more curb than Angel. Ravatsa now.
There's a moth. Go away. Tiny little moth. Bloody hell. Go away.
I'm under attack. Anyway, Surti has the DRS. It looks like he is going to be able to make the move, and yes, indeed, makes the pass, the overtake on Angel, and up into 6th place. This man has stood on the podium at least twice this season, and though it's not looking like he will get a podium today, certainly capable of the feat. Meanwhile, Jabba was passed by Shankstar again. This time looking a bit less likely to get ahead. Oh no! There's been an incident! I just noticed that. Isti has lost her position to Jordan. He's made a mistake at the Aqua Minerale. And now he's behind Biscuit.
Didn't see exactly what happened.
But, well, obviously something went wrong, and now he's in P5. That McLaren 3-4 under threat. But Isti can still make the move. No, he's going to pit for new tyres. First man in the top 10 to pit. And we shall take a look at the tyres. Actually, Hardy made a pit stop earlier. He's going to put on some hard tyres for the long run. So that's going to plonk him somewhere down the field, very far down the field. Meanwhile, Pookie has been slowly clawing back his deficit on TomTom. Slightly outside of a second, though he's just lost a bit more time through Aqua Minerale. But he is gaining back those precious tenths he lost after that tank slapper at Toza, but he's using up a lot of his energy to try and get back within that margin. It's not worked out just yet. Using a bit too much energy. And that's going to be hurting him. So Jabba, this fight between Jabba and Shankstar is going on for a while. Ooh, a couple more pit stops now. Jordan, Biscuit, Angel, and Quack pitting now. Now, Biscuit does have that penalty. Hard tyres for hard tyres. That's going to hurt him. Where is Isti? Fusion picks up a 3-second penalty. Isti still has a 3-second penalty. Yep, that's what he has. Oh, that was very close with Angel there. And Isti has got past Biscuit. So I think that is back into a net P3, not P3, P4 for Isti. And Jordan on those fresh hard tyres, net P3. And Hardy, 3-second penalty, as there's been a spin for Gruffle. I think he's had a massive tank slapper. He's actually lost an end plate, so that's going to hurt him. Quack has also just pit. Let's just make sure. Yes, he has. Oh, Surti picks up a 5-second penalty in the pit lane. Pookie has just stopped. Who else will stop? Will anyone else stop? Possibly. Should keep an eye on things. Jordan, he did just pit. Keep an eye on things. Doesn't look like anyone else is going to pit. So Hardy, he has not pit yet. Actually, he has. He pit earlier. So he is on 40-lap-old hard tyres. And we'll have to see what those can afford him, as TomTom has pit for his hard tyres now. But the gap between him and Hardy, massive. I don't think Hardy can make that move, as he's only exiting Ravazza now, as TomTom almost at the pit exit. It's gonna be close. Is Hardy gonna lead the race? And he is. He's gonna lead the Imola Grand Prix, but it won't last forever. These tyres gonna be absolutely shot by now. And the battle between TomTom and Pookie is going to continue, because Pookie is actually within striking distance. Something has gone wrong for TomTom. And can Pookie make the move around the outside of Toza? I think he just has. He has. Pookie into effective lead of the Grand Prix, whilst the other Ferrari is in the middle of an AlphaTauri sandwich. So now Pookie closing in on Hardy. Those old hard tyres clearly showing their age. And Angel has just been passed by Biscuit. Isti picks up another 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, there are 3 drivers between TomTom and Jordan who have yet to pit. Well, they've got to pit again, probably. I know at least one of them has not used 2 compounds. They could theoretically go until the end on their mediums. Jabba, though, is not going to risk it. Pulls into the pits, presumably for, well, hard tyres, maybe another set of mediums, as Isti's actually put in the fastest lap of the race. 1:18.415, not massively quicker than what Pookie did. The gap between Pookie and Hardy, less than a second, 0.5 of a second more like. And meanwhile, TomTom was looking a bit slow. I think it was just his tyres needing to warm up. It looks like he's, yes indeed, he's getting closer to Pookie again. And that's certainly not being helped by Hardy being in front of Pookie. This is gonna be a battle for the ages. Quack could be conserving his tyres. Oh, Jabber's crashed! And we have a safety car. And that is going to be music to Pookie's ears. Hardy pits as well. That's going to be music to his ears. So Jabber crashed at Villeneuve. Oh, very strange place to crash. He's lost the wrong wheel. Sherlock is also pitting. Oh, Hardy's having to put on a new front wing. That could hurt him in the long run. Oh, I love watching the pit race. Literally got a shock of excitement from that. Oh. So we'll see Hardy only managing to come out in 9th, Sherlock in 10th. So it's not worked out too well for Hardy, but he has the softest tyres on the field at the minute, more or less. Level Fusion pitting again? Yeah, he had hard tyres or something on before. Now he's put on mediums, which I think were the tyres he started the race on. They've only done a single lap. They're effectively brand new. Hardy's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to make these medium tyres work. We're going to have a black screen briefly. I'm going to check something. Um, just checking. Just checking. Ah, that's fine. Just had to confirm something. It's all good. So Quack and P8 now, back into the points, but still lost a position. Still behind Angel. Where did he lose that position? Was that 30 maybe? Possibly. Thirty and P5. So very good showing from 30 here. But the McLaren's still running third and fourth, though Estes has a 3-second penalty. And it's going to hurt him if he finishes, well, if he can't get more than 3 seconds ahead of the car behind him, who at the moment is 30. Will Jordan be a team player, allow Isti in front, and provide a bit of a wingman? Who knows at this stage of the season? We're still pretty early on. Jordan still out for himself, I reckon. Fusion going on to soft tyres now. So he's made 2 pit stops. Why? And they're not going to last 12 laps. So these soft tyres will be pretty good in the early stages, but even after just 7 laps, you're going to be really hurting. They wear very quickly. They're not a very good race tyre anymore. They're more like a qualifying tyre. And because he's not close enough, no safety car. Well, the safety car's not coming in just yet. "11 laps to go. Give or take. And Pookie leads ahead of TomTom. He was leading at just the right time. So now it will be a test of his merit to see if he can turn this into a back-to-back-to-back win streak, 3 in a row. But he still will be behind TomTom in the championship standings. Racing will get back underway on lap 22. Almost certainly, as Fusion has caught up to the back of the field. And we should see confirmation of the safety car being recalled at Variante Alta, maybe slightly later, maybe slightly before, but around Variante Alta in just a few hundred meters. Into the chicane now, and there we go. Just as the safety car hit the inside of that first part, the apex of turn, the first... Why do I bother speaking sometimes? I should just shut up. I can't get the words out 90% of the time, so what's the point? So, Pookie may have a different strategy for controlling the restart. TomTom went as soon as he exited Ravazza. Pookie could wait until the finish line, which he is allowed to do. But that could cause chaos further down. Indeed, he is waiting. And he's going for it now. Maybe a bit too late, as TomTom, I think, was waiting for that. Couple of changes of position. Big Six being overtaken by Groffel. Surtee being overtaken by Biscuit. Oh, Oh, and they're going wide as Angel. That's massive error through Tamburello. There's also Surtees has actually gone off at Tamburello. Meanwhile, Shankstar getting things all wrong through Villeneuve, losing 2, maybe even 3 positions. Oh, there's a bit of contact between him and the AlphaTauri in the top left of the screen. And that's Groffel in P12 now, Angel down to P9, Sherlock in P8, and Hardy hounding Quack, who is 2 seconds behind Biscuit. I really don't know what Quack is doing here. He's so slow. He's so slow. As Big Six picks up a 3-second time penalty, Quack just not using his energy. Is his energy button broken, maybe? I mean, it's possible, because he's just falling down the field. He's just not using any of his energy. I mean, he's using it now. I'm just wondering if it's a little too late. Meanwhile, Shankstar has possibly picked up some damage from that contact with the AlphaTauri, and now he's going to lose out. Pulls into the pits, and that's his race more or less over. TomTom, though, keeping Pookie honest here. And can Pookie hold on to P1 for 9 more laps? It's going to be a tall order, because TomTom, very good driver. We know this caliber of driver. The caliber of driver that he is. He is no slouch. DRS will not be enabled for another lap or 2, and oh no, there's been a spin for Fusion at Aqua Minerale. He's safe for now from cars behind, but that's his race more or less over as well. He's lost out a lot in terms of the race. And Surtees gone round again just after Tamburello. He's managed to keep it out of the wall. It's too early to tell, even at this late of a stage in the race, because TomTom still within a second, ebbing and flowing between the two. Essentially a great big accordion, this. Just don't expect many musical notes. Unless you count the cars as musical notes. Isti gonna try and get past Jordan if he can. He has to try and mitigate the damage that 3-second time penalty will do. And if he can get past his teammate, that's gonna help. But he just needs Jordan to play ball. And will his teammate do that? Just gotta wonder. So DRS, I didn't see if it was enabled yet. It should be enabled. In fact, it is enabled. Isti does get past his teammate. And now can he increase that gap? TomTom, meanwhile, was hounding Pookie there. He has his DRS now. And I just wonder, will he be able to make the move stick? Pookie had the DRS, but he just wasn't able to make enough ground. And Pookie has generally been the slightly slower driver. As we can see, the gap has always sort of been around 0.5 of a second with TomTom behind Pookie, but it was always a bit more than that when Pookie was behind TomTom. But it could still go either way. I know TomTom's going to want to get ahead. I always wonder if they're going to bide their time, wait until the last possible moment, but that's only if you can guarantee you can get past. And TomTom can't necessarily guarantee he'll get past. On this occasion, though, I think he will. He's closing very quickly. He has the DRS. Is he going to make the move? Oh, Pookie defends. Sticks that Ferrari in the middle of the road. Brilliant defending from Pookie. Saw it coming from a mile away. And the battle continues for another lap. But TomTom's going to do everything he can. Meanwhile, Hardy got past Biscuit for P5. Going to be in a pretty decent position. He is on pretty fresh tyres. 8-lap-old mediums. Could be better. We've got a yellow flag. That's Level Fusion, I believe. Yes, indeed it is. Having a mishap between Tamburello and Villeneuve. And the two McLarens gradually falling adrift of the leaders. And Isti not able to make the inroads that he would like. He can't drop his teammate, as he doesn't have the DRS. Jordan is going to have the DRS himself, and he's going to have to use it so he can defend from the drivers behind. But this is going to be hurting Isti in the long run. TomTom hasn't had the greatest lap there. He's quite far behind in the DRS zone, which is going to be music to Pookie's ears, but there's still 5 or so laps to go. Yeah, I did think earlier that Quack might have more downforce, because now he's into P10. He started this after this restart, something like P8, P7, P8, and now he's P10. He should still at least get a point from this. But who knows what Big Six could do. 4 seconds behind. Ooh, he sort of gets that a bit wrong. Not massively wrong, but still. Big Six not going to be a threat to Quack anytime soon. And Sherlock, almost a second adrift of Angel, and Level Fusion has had another mistake. Surtees is retired. And Surtees crashing on the... Oh! I think he had a moment of indecision there. Something went wrong and he's crashed into the pit entry. Hardy pitting too now for soft tyres, I would imagine. This is going to be a close one. I don't think we're going to have enough time left in the... Oh... 29, 30, 31, 32. We might see the safety car come in at the end of this lap, even though the field is not bunched up. This could throw a real curveball into things. But it could also end the race as we know it. Because if racing doesn't get back underway until lap 30, we're not going to see any DRS running. Because sure, the DRS will be enabled for lap 32, but it won't get used. The DRS detection zone, the DRS zone, starts before the end of the lap. Not after the start. So we're gonna have to see how things go here, but this could have just cemented the victory for Pookie here. Though never say never. Safety car is not coming in. I don't think we're going to get any DRS running here. Which is going to be music to Pookie's ears. I wonder if he's doing the maths in his head. No safety car. No, it's not coming in. Fusion picks up another 3-second time penalty. Any more, and he's got 9 seconds worth. I'd say any more, and he'd end up. What's the word? He'd end up being disqualified. Meanwhile, Quack has fallen outside of the points. And this is also gonna absolutely ruin Isty's race. All he needed was a safety car to stay out. Instead, with a 3-second penalty, he's gonna lose out tremendously. He's gonna plummet, and this McLaren 3-4 is not gonna be that. Well, we should see Shankstar, who had a very bad race, unfortunately. Shankstar should catch up to the field on this lap. But, yeah, we're not going to get any meaningful DRS running. Tyres are... Ooh. Everyone from P8 down is on soft tyres. Everyone... positions 1 to 7 are on fairly well-used hard tyres. So, I don't think Hardy's gonna win, but he's certainly gonna make some inroads. I was about to panic. The safety car wasn't coming in, but it is now. And Pookie controlling another restart. Will he do what he did last time, or is he going to pull what TomTom did at the first safety car? Will he go for it after Rarazza? Not entirely sure. I think he is going for it. He's actually going for it before Rarazza actually finishes. And TomTom using his energy. Everyone's using his energy. The gap actually closing. Not by a huge amount, though. In fact, as he lets off the energy, the gap was gradually climbing again. Here we go, though, all the way to the checkered flag. And TomTom making some serious inroads through Villeneuve. This is really tense. And Pookie? What's going on with Pookie? Something went wrong with Pookie. I think he had some sort of poor traction. They're going side by side. I need some better camera angles, you stupid game. I don't know what happened there. It maybe had a huge amount of wheel spin. It didn't look like he was sliding, but TomTom could make the move into Tosa here. Not Tosa, Alta. Yellow flags. Oh no, Angel spins at Aquaman or Raleigh, or something went wrong, and Hardy up into P6 already. Those brand new soft tires gonna give dividends, provide dividends. This is gonna be so close. TomTom with the energy again. Pookie is using his as well. It's gonna be so close. Can TomTom do it? No, not quite yet. Hardy up into P5 now. My heart's really going fast here. I want Pookie to win. Come on, Pookie. You can do it. Why do I want Pookie to win? Simple, because TomTom's in the Mercedes. Still 1.5 laps left. And if Pookie can hold off TomTom down the main straight, then that is more or less game over. Oh no! Hardy's had a spin! Hardy? What happened to Hardy? He was in P5, he's suddenly lost! And Sork picks up a 5-second penalty. What happened to Hardy? Yeah, he spun at Tosa or something. I don't think TomTom can do it! DRS enabled, and the fat lot of good that's gonna do! TomTom is too far behind! And I don't think he's got enough energy! Pookie is almost certainly gonna win unless he cocks up this final lap. Sherlock also going wheel to wheel, and he spins! Contact with Biscuit! And that's Sherlock out of the points, quack into P8. Sherlock just retires right there. That's gotta be gutting. And the top two, less than 10% energy each. TomTom's gonna fight for everything he's worth, but these two safety cars have ruined his chances, especially this one that's just finished. He's gonna get really close to Variante Alta. His last real chance is at Ravazza, but he's not gonna be able to do it, I don't think. Is he gonna make the dive bomb? No, he is not. Pookie is gonna exit the final corner of the final lap. It's been one hell of a race. And it's gonna be Pookie who makes it 3 in a row. And it's to the line, but with Biscuit and Isti. Isti manages to hold on to P4. Even with the 3-second time penalty. That was real close. But yes, in the end, it was looking like it was going to be TomTom that would win the race, but in the end, it's Pookie, and the safety car saved him twice.
There we go.
Oh, come on, game, load things, load. Oh, there we go. Decided to load. There we go. Pookie wins. Blah 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 stuff. And he picks up 32 points from the weekend. It's not a huge amount, but it's 6 more than TomTom, which is enough. I don't think anyone... did anyone pick up the fastest lap point? I don't think so. Fastest lap went to Surtees, who DNF'd. 1:16.9. So Pookie won the Grand Prix. TomTom only P2. Jordan P3. Isti had 6 seconds worth of penalties and still managed to finish P4. Biscuit P5. Quack P6. Big 6 P7. Groffle P8. Shankstar P9 after being last at the end of the safety car. And Sork picks up a solitary point for his efforts. Overall points, Angel a single point, Shankstar 2, as it has Hardy, Groffle 4 points, as well as Sork and Daniel. Big 6 gets 6, Quack 8, Biscuit 10, Isti 17, Jordan 21, TomTom 26, and Pookie 32 points. And the gap in the championship shrinks by just a little bit. You can always count on a safety car to give you some action in the last few laps. Because that's all it comes down to in the end. As we learned in Abu Dhabi 2021, the entire championship came down to 1 lap. Right, so we'll see you about the standings briefly. So TomTom, he gained 25, wasn't it? I can't remember. I know that Pookie gained 32. No, it was 26, I think, from TomTom. He got 8 plus 18. So let's pick up the calculator. Come on. Calculator. 18 plus 8. Yes, 26 points. So 131 plus 26. 157 points. While Spooky picked up 32. So 118 plus 32. 157 points. A single Grand Prix victory between them. So this is going down to the wire at the minute, but we're only halfway through the season because this was only round 7. Next week is round 8. We've got a 17 race calendar, and we're barely even halfway through. So, yes. Yeah. Huh. How odd. Anyway, that was the Grand Prix. The Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Technically, the Imola Grand Prix is what I'm just going to call it. And, yeah. Pretty heart-thumping last few laps.
Action-packed.
But thank you for watching, everyone. I was your host, Stillguns. Tune in next week for, let's pull up the calendar again, the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring. Always a banger, that one. Mostly. Sometimes. Partly. We'll see you next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Until then, though, have a good one and good night.